Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to talk about Paul, specifically being 6 months and giving you guys an update. I have to say I like doing the updates because I'm hoping to be able to look back on them in a year and be able to have this reported. That's how small they were. So 6 month milestones. Paul has pretty much mastered the rollover from back to tummy. He hasn't gone from tummy to back yet, though I'm pretty sure he knows how. He just doesn't want to yet. I've helped him out a couple times, but he's just not ready to do that just yet. Sitting up, he likes to sit up like he is right now in somebody's lap, but he can't sit unassisted. But that's okay. We're not rushing him on anything. When he's ready to do sitting up and rolling over, I'm sure he will. So obviously no crawling or walking just yet. For solid food wise, we've opened the door to kind of a hybrid between baby-led weaning and some purees. I've made some purees homemade that are in the freezer ready to go when we get to that point. But we've just basically been kind of introducing him to food as we're eating so he gets interested in it. And he just, within this month, got interested in what we're eating, watching what we're eating. I'll hold him like this while I have like an apple, for example, and he just started trying to grab it out of my hands. We also started putting him in the high chair a little bit more when we're eating, so we have kind of family eating experience, and we'll put some things in front of him that he likes to play with, food or toys. He hasn't really mastered the getting food with his fingers and putting it to his mouth. It's still just play, which is totally fine. I'm also keeping him on a probiotic during this period just because sometimes when you introduce food, from what I've read, they've had tummy trouble, so we've kept him on the same probiotic that he's been on since he had tummy trouble in month 2. This past month, he's definitely started grabbing, chewing, pulling things towards him. If I'm drinking water and holding him, he's kind of like hitting the cup, so he's kind of putting that eye-hand coordination skills to work. This month, he started picking things up with his little hands, especially these little baseballs that I got for his 6-month photo shoot, which if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see soon. I'm going to post some of those. Most of my Instagram feed is mostly pictures of him anyway. Clothing wise, he's still in kind of a mix of 6 to 9 month and even some 12-month clothing, especially the onesies. He is wearing cloth diapers. Sometimes that contributes to it a little bit, but he is definitely going to be a tall guy. As of right now, he's still 100% breastfed baby. We're going to continue past the 6 month, possibly up to a year, as long as Paul wants to breastfeed. We'll continue doing that. He did start last month kind of this habit where he was grabbing my skin with his fingers on my arms and on my chest, and it would hurt so bad. So the recommendation of my chiropractor, actually, she recommended getting a teething necklace to hang, and then they kind of grab it. So I've been doing that, and he loves it. He grabs it and pulls on that and kind of leaves me alone during our feeding. He also this month found his toes. Every time we're on the changing table and he's naked, he grabs those toes. Hasn't put them to his mouth just yet, but he likes to grab them, hold them. I think it's called toddler pose in yoga, is what he's doing. His legs straight, he's grabbing his big toes. So cute. Sleeping habits wise, still the same as last month. Overnight, from the time we dream feed, which is the last feeding I do before me and Matt go to bed, to when he wakes up, which is usually 6:30, 7 a.m., he's sleeping that solid stretch 8-9 hours, sometimes at a time. He also takes pretty much reliably 2 naps, one in the mid-morning, one in the afternoon. They're all over the place. They could run anywhere from a half hour to 2 hours, pretty much just whatever his little body needs at that point. We are still having trouble with the bedtime 7 p.m. to when we do the dream feed, which he's in his crib, which is when we have the most trouble. You can usually put him down, and within 30 minutes, 45 minutes, he's crying, wants to be picked up. The second you pick him up, he falls asleep. We were talking about doing some kind of sleep training, and then just kind of haven't yet. So I don't know if that's something we're going to try doing this month, or just see what he decides to do, if he wants to figure that out on his own, which he kind of has done with sleeping issues already. We didn't sleep train him to sleep through the night. He kind of just figured out a routine on his own, so we're kind of hoping that he does that too. The other thing that we started doing last month, which I love, in the mornings when he does wake up 6:30, 7, 8 a.m., I just go pick him up out of the pack and play, which is in our bedroom, and just bring him into bed with us. I put down a fleece just in case he spits up or has an accident in bed, and then I can wake up more slowly. I don't have to be, up changing his diaper right away, sitting in a cold chair in his nursery. I can kind of climb back into bed. We are making sure that we are safe with the co-sleeping rules. I'll leave a link to that below in case you're curious. But it's been a great morning experience. I really enjoy it. It's a great bonding experience. I've really enjoyed it, just kind of waking up slowly with him. Sometimes he dozes back off to sleep. He's gotten into the routine where he finishes feeding and then talks to me for a few minutes before we get up, so I've been really treasuring those moments every morning. Yeah. Likes and dislikes. He loves talking. He likes making all sorts of noises. He's kind of started on his consonants of D and B. He loves reading. He loves when we hold him like this. So most of my time is spent on the floor with him sitting up in my lap reading, which I absolutely love. There's a couple books that he actually loves reading and touching, especially some of the books that have little parts that he can grab or touch. He loves talking, loves being talked to. He can have just straight out conversations with you. I'd love to know what he's actually saying. Bath time, he's really we kind of moved it outside so that he could splash and make a mess. He's really kind of learning to kick his legs and get water all over the place, but because it's been so hot outside, we've moved bath time inside into his bathtub, which he's also loving. Another funny thing he does is we have the bathtub by skip hops, so there's a little sling that he sits in, and he's been lifting his little bum over the sling, so basically attempting to drown himself almost. We don't leave him alone for a second anyway, but we really have to watch him. And then once he does that once in a bath, he's just going to keep doing it. So sometimes bath time is a little shorter than other days. He also really loves to be held. I've noticed that more and more, especially if he's upset. The second you pick him up, he usually calms down. He also really likes to be picked up when he's upset, whether he's crying at night or just during the day. If he gets fussy, as soon as you pick him up, he kind of stops. So that's something he wasn't really doing last month. Dislikes he doesn't really have too many of. I've noticed now that he doesn't really like to be alone. So if he can't see you, he'll get upset, which he's kind of just started doing this month as well. If we put him in the living room and I'm just kind of behind the couch where he can't really see me, he'll get fussy. That's when Mosley's come to the rescue. So we've kind of taught Mosley, where's Paul? And he'll just go lick Paul's feet. And sometimes that's enough to just calm Paul down. And oddly, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes in the car, if he's wide awake or just fussy, there's been a couple times where he has just wanted out of the car or out of the car seat. I'm not really sure which. A majority of the time he does like riding in the car, but with COVID and everything and not really leaving home, we don't really go out in the car with him all that often. Lots of drooling still. No teeth poking through, but lots of drooling. And as of last month, likes to really chew on things. So we have a couple silicone teethers that he really enjoys putting his mouth and chomping on. And my fingers too. 6 months has just been so far so much fun. Not that he wasn't fun before, but he's really starting to play and get kind of an attitude and personality. It's so much fun, so fun to watch. He loves reading. He's more active, throwing things, likes to watch me pick things up. We're just starting the process of feeding him, which is fun. Stats-wise, he did go to the pediatrician the other day and had his 6-month shots, so that went pretty well. He was just a little fussy the day after. Height-wise, he's 27.5 inches, and weight-wise, he's 18 pounds. So he's a big guy. So I think that's everything for Paul. 6 months postpartum. Physically, I'm doing well. My body healed so fast, it was remarkable. I've been at my pre-pregnancy weight and lost an additional 10 pounds now for a month or so. I do have stretch marks and I still have a belly, but it honestly doesn't bother me. I love how I'm confident in my new body and skin. It's really kind of cool. Anxiety-wise, postpartum anxiety, it's getting better. I still have it. Every month it seems to get better and better. What I've been doing was walking, exercise, talking to friends. Journaling has been so helpful. As weird as just being around him seems to help me a lot. So I think that's everything we had for our 6-month update. We hope everybody is staying safe and being healthy. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Feel free to leave comments below. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.
FDA Administrator Dr. Stephen Hahn. Stephen is really speeding up.
Bye.